3 kids from 3 baby daddies, then you are unwifeable. Something like that, something along those lines, which Jazz, y'all know how she is. She was like, what? And you turn into this, we need to have a conversation about this because, this is your midweek mindset shift. So did I get it right? Is that what he said, Jazz?
I didn't even hear what you said, girl.
I said I was talking about the guy that you said you saw that post. And he said, if you got 3 baby daddies from 3 different people, you are unwifeable.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's exactly what he said. So we wanted to talk about that today. I think we're going to have a really good
conversation. Is it still
conversation.
echoing, Bree?
Is it echoing?
Do you have your stuff all the way down? Because
I do. Is it echoing on Instagram or is it echoing on Zoom? Or on YouTube? I don't even see any comments either, so.
Oh, you don't see them on IG? Okay, so on IG, Bree said the echo, y'all.
I don't know what I could do with my. Let's see if I can set this up here. That'll make a difference. No, because then it's messing up my view. I don't know. What are we gonna do? I moved it a bit.
Okay, so if you're hearing an echo on IG, go over to YouTube because YouTube is not having an echo, and that should solve the problem. But we're live on both of them right now, so I'm not sure
why is it echoing though.
I couldn't tell you because it's not over here. Like I don't hear an echo over here.
See, I heard it last time when I went live on IG. I heard the echo because I heard myself talking.
Yeah, and I hear you talking now, and it's somewhere on your side.
There, I just muted it. Now, can you hear me?
Can y'all hear her on IG if she says anything?
I just muted myself on IG though.
Well, I can hear you on here, but.
Well, I'm just about to eat my banana then.
If y'all can't hear her on IG, like I said, let us know in the comments. But then also go over to YouTube. It's on Inspiring Beauty and Believers. It's live right now. And the link is in my description, my bio. So click on the link and then you can go watch it live over there. I appreciate that. And then we'll figure out this echo thing later. Hopefully y'all can still hear her though, but okay, so back to the conversation though. So the guy said, if you have 3 kids by 3 different baby daddies, that you are unwifeable. And people were going off in the chats. So, and then Jazz said, we need to have a conversation about this because why would you curse somebody like that? Hey, Kev, love you too. Kevin's on Instagram.
Hello, I hope y'all can hear me. So listen, let me just say this, right? The reason why I feel like that impacted me so much is because, I got 2 different baby daddies. My daughter, Jaden, and my ex-husband, which I had my son Josiah with. So I have 2 different baby daddies. And I'm like, wow, to say somebody is unwifeable, that's a pretty vague statement. Now, there were some things, because we were looking on the comments, there were some things definitely that we came into agreement with, like maybe poor decision making, poor choices. Like if you're just continuing to just do this stuff, that still doesn't make you unwifeable, but then maybe we need to do a little bit of digging and find out what's going on with your mindset that makes you think that this is okay, like to just be either sleeping around. It could be like being hopelessly falling in love with all these people because maybe you got a daddy void or a mama void or any type of void or whatever. But that
talk about them parental abandonment issues.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like something, but that does not mean that that person is unwifeable. And I am so grateful. Like I've seen women in my life overcome those type of stereotypes My old pastor, she had 3 different baby daddies and had a very successful marriage up until her, her husband died, but they were together for years. And then, me, 2 different baby daddies. I'm married. I'm very wifeable, and there's so many other people. So why do we want to curse people like that with our words? Why don't we take the time to try to figure out, or to try to help people figure out why they're making those type of decisions to maybe not produce what it is that they want? And maybe they fine with having 10 different baby daddies and 3 different or 4 different baby daddies. And again, this is their business if they choose to do it. But we got to just watch how we speak about people and who we put in our mouth on, because not only does God just don't like that, but it's just not right. And that's not showing love. That's not showing compassion. Now, this person isn't a person who is claiming to be saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. I just want to definitely go ahead and say that. So he is speaking from his perspective, in which some people were like, I agree with it. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. And then there were some people that were like, you're wrong. And then what's the one girl that was going on?
Oh, she was going off on everybody. She was like, first of all, I don't even know why you have something to say. What about the men that's out here popping out or getting all these people pregnant? Like, she went off and she was commenting on everybody's stuff. I feel like she felt like that was targeting her. And so I can kind of understand. And there's a lot of things, and I'm going to read Kevin's comment real quick. He said, I love a woman with kids if she's respectable and carries herself in a goddess manner, then she's wifey material. Exactly. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter. And to each his own. I'm not saying that everybody, is fit to be a parent to other people's kids, because it is a lot. It's coming from, okay, one, I come from a family where people have had multiple kids and multiple baby daddies and baby mamas on both sides. So, it's something that, like we were talking about with mindset, if it's something that you're used to seeing, this is something that has happened around you your whole life, then it's not something that's weird to you. It's I'm trying to make sure my other computer don't turn off, whatever. But it's something that's not weird to you per se. Like my grandmother, I didn't find out until like years later. I probably found this out maybe like 10 years ago, but that her 2 oldest children came from 2 different fathers. And then when her and my grandfather got together, he adopted them as his kids, raised them as his own kids and stuff. I didn't know this because my entire life, they were always we were all Stanfords, all their kids were Stanfords. I didn't know until their 50th wedding anniversary, when I was doing the family tree, because y'all know I do the family tree stuff. And I was like, these numbers don't add up. How these kids came way before y'all was married. Like, what's going on? And my grandma was like, oh yeah, they're not his kids. 2 different baby daddies. And he just took on all of them. And so
that's
when
what a real man will do, by the way.
Yes, that's what real men do. But it can go vice versa. Like, because if a woman comes into your life and you got kids, man, and they can't accept your children as their own, then that's an issue too. So again, not saying it's for everybody. Like some people, they don't want that. You come in, I speak for myself. Okay, I was saying, so my grandmother, that was her story. And they were married for 53 years before my grandfather passed. And then, my mom, all of us got different dads. It's 4 of us. So she got 4 different baby daddies. And then coming to me, I have 3 kids. They all have different dads. I remember and I shared this story with Jazz, and I think I shared this in my book, Growing Pains too. But I remember when I found out I was pregnant, I'll explain it to you later, Kev. Family shockers that people don't know about. But yes,
like, wait a minute,
Greg and Uncle Michael are not technically grandpa's biological children, but whatever. But when I found out I was pregnant with my second son, it was a struggle for me, because a lot of people in my family, outside of my family, friends, whatever have you, they were like, you need to have an abortion because you already have 1 kid. Now, if you have another kid and it's a whole nother person, like nobody's going to want you. Like I literally had somebody who I considered a friend tell me nobody's gonna want to marry you because you got 2 kids by 2 different baby daddies and ain't nobody gonna deal with that. And I was just like that was very hurtful, because why would I want to make a decision of either I want to be in a relationship with this person, or I want to, like, kill off my kid, or your basic kill off my kids so that I can be in a relationship with somebody. Like, who does that? But there are people who do that. I'm just put this out there. There are women who, they may not necessarily kill their kids off. Some do have abortions so that they can keep a relationship. But some people just, like, they'll send their kids away or whatever because the man is like, I don't want to deal with your kid. That is not the person for you to be with, because if they can't love your children, then they definitely don't love you, because your children are an extension of you. And that irks me really bad. So, so once
I don't have my tea today, y'all. I don't got my tea.
Listen,
you ain't got no tea today.
I got my water, so I'm gonna drink my water and mind my own business. But so I still have my son anyway, and it was a real struggle for me because I did battle with, am I ever going to be in a relationship again? Is anybody ever going to want to be with me again? Because I've had a second kid and he's a different dad, and whatever, all the different things that happen with that. But I moved on from that. I did eventually end up getting married, y'all know. And then while I was in that marriage, I had my daughter. Now I'm divorced, and now I have 3 kids and 3 different baby daddies. So I could take that to a offense. I could be offended by what the man said. Like, okay, so now I'm unwifeable because I got 3 baby daddies because I made bad decisions in relationships or whatever. But my first son, I was married. I didn't expect that to ever end. So the second one, okay, that was oops. The third one, again, I was married. Didn't expect that to end. So you have to take into consideration the things that you're saying when you're up here talking about people like, they just out here doing this, because there are men who are doing this. And somebody did make a good point in the comments. They said, if people were using protection, this would not even be a issue. So y'all ain't wrapping up, and that's where these babies is coming from. And then you want to complain about it because you wasn't mad when you was inside of her. Sipping my drink.
But on that note, why you hit that up though? Why is it the women though that are unwifeable when the women and the men are coming together to make these unwifably unnurturing decisions together? Why is it thrown on the woman like it's her fault? Well, because she has the womb and she's the one that can carry the child, and she's the one, I guess, who ultimately has the ultimate decision making whether or not she's going to carry her child to term or if she's going to get rid of her child. But why is it more focused on the woman instead of focus on both of them, and especially the man? Why is it that not an equal thing? Like, why is it just like on the woman in this particular case? Like, I don't understand that.
Yeah, I need somebody to answer that. Maybe that answer
If
needs to come
somebody
from a
answered
guy.
that question, why is it automatic like, oh, it's the woman, she's the hoe because she got the 3 different baby daddies, man? Okay, so let's continue to talk about some real stuff. So again, I got 2 different baby daddies. So the first one, we were like kind of engaged. We had like a promise ring or something like that. I thought I was gonna be with him for my life, and was all in love and everything like that. And then Jaden came, and that was even rough, like when Jaden was born, but I was going to have my baby. I didn't care what nobody had to say. And I'm not going to lie, I thought about it like, do I really need a kid right now? But again, that was my decision to make. And I'm like, yeah, I'm about to have my kid. I don't care what nobody else has to say. So boom, Jaden is here. 14 years later, she here. And then we got Josiah, like Shawnee said, married in a whole marriage with somebody, got my son. The marriage didn't work out, but I still have my son. So that leaves me with the 2 baby daddies. So were you going to say, oh, well, you made one good decision and one bad decision? Or both of those for me? Am I still being judged and saying that those are 2 bad decisions because I'm the woman with the 2 different baby daddies?
See, and I'm pause you right there, because when I was with my first son, like technically he came a week after we were married, because we were engaged when I got pregnant. But nobody had a problem with the fact that I was pregnant and was not married with him. But lots of people had a problem when it came to the second one. And you know what the difference was? Because apparently I was not a Christian with the first one, and I was a Christian with the second one, and I was sinning and I was making bad, ungodly choices and stuff like that. Listen, first of all, I grew up in the church, so I know right from wrong. Anyway, so that whole, well, God is not going to forgive you if you have a baby out of wedlock and stuff. Do you know how many babies that was born out of wedlock in the Bible? Like, y'all got to go back and read the Bible, then y'all would know. Like, but
wait a minute, you trying to tell me that people was having babies out of wedlock?
Crazy, right?
Wait a minute.
Y'all should read the Bible.
So like when people was given to their handmaidens and stuff to have sex and create these, that was out of wedlock, but the wife gave permission though. That's
and it was some people, who was some prostitutes that was also in, the lineage of Christ. And there was people that was committing adultery and sleeping with people's wives and everything and getting them pregnant and, and murdering people so that they could sleep with other people's people. And
that's in the Bible?
It's all in the Bible. Y'all don't read y'all Bible because y'all too busy judging people, but that's none of my business. Just a quick caveat. We are starting a new podcast. We're going to switch this name because the Midweek Mindset Shift don't really go with what we're trying to do, but we are changing people's mindset, but we are about to have a new podcast, y'all. So where we taking these masks off and just going to be real transparent with y'all.
Yes. So stay tuned for, she keeps calling it a podcast. I wish I could just reach across the thing and just choke her out, because
I will snatch your soul.
Anyway, yes, y'all. So it's going to be called Mask. Oh God.
Take your mask off, y'all.
We taking our mask off in this, and we're going to have these conversations. We're going to continue these conversations because I think that they're fun. And I believe that people are learning. We're getting people asking us questions and saying, hey, you should talk about this. So if you have a topic or something that you think we should talk about, please let us know. Know that anything that we say is always going to be out of love, is always going to be out of respect. But, we don't have anything to hide. Like, what you see is what you get. What you see in me is what you get. You're going to get this in the church. You're going to get this outside of the church. You're going to get her in the church and you're going to get her outside of the church, But
that's right. Did y'all see our twerk workout yesterday?
Why she have to bring that up? Oh my gosh. Anyway,
because we did a whole video about Christians stop judging people for twerking. Do y'all know people unfollowed us for that? Y'all should really get saved.
I did get unfollowed for that, but y'all, as long as my husband is cool with it, I'm straight. I've asked him for everything. I'm like, babe, what you think about this video? He was like, post it. Who cares? I was like, bet. That's all I needed right there. My husband love it. I love it. It's cool. I'm not about to do anything to put myself out there like that, but that's my workout, y'all. I'll be up in the gym doing that. If you come to EOS on any day, you might see me up in there just don't stop, get it, don't stop. I might be dropping it and stuff. But anyway, back to the topic at hand.
Right. So go ahead. I'm a hold what I was gonna say.
No, go, because I just want to okay.
Okay, so there was this video that I was watching. This was a long time ago. And the guy was saying, how people complain about, I don't want to be with somebody who is a single mom, or I don't want to be with somebody who got kids or whatever. And he said, you know what? He said, this is what I have learned. If you think about it like a car, I'm not trying to say we cars, but I'm just saying this is what he said. He said, if you think about it like, a female is a car. I'd rather have a car with 3 flat tires than a car with a bad engine. And he was like, I say that to say, if you get a woman, and it's just like what Kevin said in the comments, like if a woman has kids, as long as she's respectable and she carries herself well, that's the important thing. You can get with a woman who don't got no kids and she'd be toxic and she's going to ruin your life. But you didn't want to be with somebody who had kids, who had good intentions for you, who, you know, would love you, who would support you in your dreams, who would work with you. And, you know, nothing is going to be perfect. And the older that you get, it's less likely for you that you're going to find somebody who ain't got no kids. I mean, most people got at least one. Most people. I mean, if you're single, you might have one or something. So,
yeah. And I mean, and you know what? Nobody grows up and says, I want to have multiple baby daddies. I'm sorry. Don't nobody just come out the womb like, I'm about to have 3-4 baby daddies.
I'm about to pop out kids by all these people and collect child support. That's not what we do. That's not the goal, y'all. It's not the goal.
It is not. That is not the goal. Now, if some people think like that, again, this is where the whole mind shift thing comes into play. Like, we need to shift our mind, because that should not be the end goal. You get into these relationships and you fall in love with these people, and you fall in love with potential, or you fall in love with this or whatever. And then you pop out these babies. You're popping out these babies out of love or lust or whatever your story is your story. All of my kids were birthed out of love. And even though it may have been crazy situations, or maybe didn't end the way that I wanted to, it was all done in love. So I love my children. I love the fact that they're here. I don't care if anybody judges me or says, oh, you this or you that. I have been, I don't even have my ring on. I got a ring, but
you see that ring line? You see her ring line?
You see the ring line? My husband gonna kill me. I gotta go get my ring, y'all. But having women, this is for y'all. Having multiple baby daddies does not mean that you are unwifeable. But what I am going to encourage that you do is do whatever you need to do to build yourself up, in your mind. Believe that you are worthy. You know, say some affirmations, do some confessions, go to therapy if you need to go to therapy, go to church. You believe in church, believe in some therapy, and do whatever it is that you need to do to start really falling in love with yourself. And when you fall in love with yourself, you start to attract different men. The whole attraction game becomes different. Then whatever it is that you're putting out is what you're going to receive. So if you decide to esteem yourself higher and say, you know what, I'm going to attract this, or this is the type of person that I want to attract, so let me go ahead and become this person. And then your pool gets better. Like, you get to swim in some deeper water, and you get more options and stuff like that. And then, you know, if something happens again, you pop out a baby, whatever, but just continue to level yourself up, sis. And don't allow anybody put they labels or put negativity on you because of their screwed perception. You can find love. You can find somebody that's going to care for you and your children. So I curse those words right now in Jesus' name, because that is a lie out of the pit of hell. And you can have a successful relationship, a successful marriage. You can have whatever it is that you want. Don't allow nobody to put that on you. If you did, take it off. Just take it off of you right now. You may have to reject those words that you've saw or that you've heard. Maybe somebody in your family has spoken that over you, and that's hurt your feelings, or, you know, made you feel like an outcast, or made you feel like whatever. Don't receive that. Fall out of agreement with those words. You are loved, you are special, and you are important. And that's all that I really want to leave you with. Oh boy, hey, his page was funny. He had some little funny stuff on there, because this one was over here scrolling on the page, laughing and cracking up and stuff like that. You know, we probably will do a lot of episodes about what he's talking about, you know what I'm saying? But he is not speaking from a Christian perspective. He is not speaking from somebody who is maybe he loved God. I don't know. But that's not what he was saying.
We don't know his life. We don't know his business.
Well, yeah, you're right. I don't know his business, but you know who you is, and you know you was wrong for saying that. But, you know, he definitely started a good conversation. And that's what me and Song were talking about. He started a good conversation, and now we're here. We're talking about it.
Yes. And I will just add to all of that is good. The only thing that I will add is one person had mentioned in there, and I thought it was like the best comment ever. He said, it's one thing if you have all of these kids, you know, okay, you did that was in the past, but it's a whole nother thing if you're not teaching your kids and helping them to learn from the mistakes that you may have made. So don't go around making excuses or blaming the other person. whether or not they were wrong, you have to take responsibility and accountability for the decisions that you made.
Yes.
Like, yeah, unless you were actually raped and they forced you, like they forced themselves on you and then you got pregnant, you had some kind of role to take in you being pregnant, you deciding to have the baby, keep the baby, and things like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. I believe that every child is a gift from God. And I believe that any child that comes into this world is supposed to be here. But take responsibility for that. You need to teach your kids. Like, I have conversations with my kids, and when my daughter gets older, I'll have conversations with her too about it. Like, baby, you got to know your value. You got to know your worth and stuff, because I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I did. Not calling my child a mistake, but saying, if I would have valued myself more, if I would have done more of the work on me, then I would not have been in those relationships that would have produced you. Now, I will never regret having my children. I love my children. I'm thankful for each one of them, and I'm glad they're here. But I could have avoided a whole lot of heartbreak not being in those relationships if I would have known who I was. If somebody would have took the time to tell me when I was a young girl about my value, about my self-worth, or to tell me, don't make the same mistakes they had or they did, because, you know, you got to learn from those things. And a lot of times we're showing our kids, we may say stuff, but they're watching our actions. And if we keep having relationship after relationship with all of these people, because we're broken, because we're toxic, because we're this, we're that, they're going to follow exactly what we're doing. And that's why we have to change the way that we think, so that we can better educate our kids in order to make sure that we can't force them to make the right decisions, but we put them in a place where they can make better decisions for themselves and say, you know what, I'm not going to do that because I learned from my mom, because I learned from my dad, and I don't want to make those same mistakes.
Amen.
So that's all we really have for y'all today. I hope y'all enjoyed this conversation. Thank you for everybody who left comments. We had some comments on YouTube too. I forgot which platform I was looking at. Sharika said, hello, ladies. Well, either Sharika or Tiger, I don't know, because it got both of y'all names on there, but I love both of y'all. And then one person said yes. Tarika/Tiger said exactly. And then a person, Dan, said, and I will say, me personally, I will never date a woman with children. My preference, to each their own. And that is your preference. You can do whatever you choose to do. That is perfectly fine. We also got a thumbs down. So thank you for that as well, because we're not mad. We expect people not to like stuff we say, but it needs to be said.
Listen, and nobody is saying that you can't have your standards and say that you don't want to date a woman. Say that this is not the point of this video. The point of this video is keep your mouth off of people. That's the point of the video. The point of the video is saying, if you don't want to date a woman with children, keep that to yourself. You ain't got to tell everyone. You don't have to, because basically what you're doing, the Bible said, open up your mouth and remove all doubt. You are totally removing all doubt. So nobody with kids is going to want you anyway if you're bad mouthing every woman that has multiple kids, because guess what? That means the brother got multiple kids too. You know what I'm saying? And that's all we're saying. If that's what you don't want, cool. I think if I was a single woman, and if I didn't have any kids, that would be my preference too. I'll be real. Like, I don't want to deal with no kids. Like, I'm a single woman. I don't have any children, but I'm not a single woman with no kids. I got kids. And when I was single, I still had 2 kids. So I had to be open to having a man that had kids or whatever. Would I have liked them not to have no kids? I don't know. I never thought like that, but nobody.
I think sometimes you don't want them that, because I think sometimes it's people don't want to deal with the baby mama drama. And I had said that, like, I was not about to deal with nobody else's baby mama drama. But in my previous relationship, I actually, I thought, I was like, Jesus, you're really funny, because he allowed it to work where, you know, it started off, you know, we weren't really getting along, but I prayed for her and, you know, reached out to her. And now, even though my marriage is over, I still have a good relationship with this woman, and, you know, are still able to check on her son and things like that. And so it's just a matter of changing your mindset. If we go into everything saying I'm not going to do, what I'm not about to deal with and stuff, then you're always going to be looking at the negative, and thus you're going to always attract the negative. If you don't want somebody with kids, that's fine. Again, your preference.
Yeah.
But what we're saying is, don't be like that person is completely unwifeable and nobody will want them because they done messed up their life. Who are you? Nobody. You're nobody.
Yeah.
I can't call you nobody because Jesus loves you.
Well, yeah, that's right. See, look at that. Look at her catching her words. Because
exactly. Check yourself.
And God bless you. What was his name? Robert? Is that his name?
I don't even remember his name.
Look in the thing. I just want to speak a blessing over the brother. That's it.
Now I got to go find him.
Yes, because we're
you mean in the chat. Okay.
Yes.
No, his name was Dan.
Dan?
Yes.
Hi, Dan. I just want to speak a prayer of blessing over you. I do pray that God sends you the right woman into your life that does not have any children, that can help you fulfill the purpose and calling and destiny that God has placed on your life. And I pray that everything it is that your heart desires that is given to you exceedingly abundantly above all that you can ask or think. And to the person who created that post that said that people are unwifeable, thank you so much for opening up dialogue and conversation for Song and I to have, so that we can help set some women free today. I appreciate you for your voice that you have. And I pray that you continue to be blessed as well. And thank you so much for helping us with some content today.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
We do. We appreciate it, because then we get to say, oh no. And I believe that's what the Lord does. Oh, when people try to label us and when people try to say, oh, you ain't this, you ain't that, the Lord be like, oh no, baby, you are blessed and you are highly favored. Oh no, you have been redeemed. Oh no, my blood has paid the price. The Lord, I have already paid the price. You have already been redeemed with my blood. You don't have to worry about what nobody says to you. Woman, hear me out. Even sir, dude, whoever you is, you could be listening too. Maybe somebody said that about you. Why you got all these kids with all these different women? You ain't this, you ain't that. The blood has redeemed you. You already have this certificate. You've been redeemed. You don't have to worry about what nobody else have to say. Nobody. So trust and believe that God loves you. And guess what? He still got a plan for you and all of your beautiful babies that you got too. In Jesus' name. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, so y'all know y'all done got her started. She preaching and stuff. Praise the Lord. So Dan said, I really respect Jasmine for checking with her husband before putting out that video. That's a big sign of respect, and good men really appreciate that. And then he said, I really like this conversation because me being a Black man and I'm in my 30s, I'm successful, clean record, etc. I'm just happy being single and I have no interest in dating at all. That's awesome. And then he also says, so it's funny hearing different viewpoints. Thanks, ladies. You're very welcome. I'm glad we could share this with you. I understand, like, you get to a place where, you know, where you're focused on your career and different things like that. You may not be interested in a relationship. And then sometimes stuff catches you by surprise and it just happens. But the right person will come along for you, and they will be a match for you in that place. So we just want to let people know, like, if people are telling you, you know, you're unwifeable specifically because you got kids, whether they got different baby or different daddies or not. If people are telling you you'll never get married, trust and believe God still has a plan for you. It does not matter what anybody says. Like, if the desire of your heart is to be married, it will happen. Just focus on working on yourself right now and let all that negativity, just let it go, because they haven't got to be in your life. Obviously, that is not the right person for you anyway. If they're saying that, they are not the person that's supposed to be in your life.
And those are word curses, y'all. Again, just be careful who you put your mouth on. Be careful the words that you're speaking. Even when you're speaking those things jokingly, you know, it's still like you still are trying to put stuff on them. And let's be people. men and women of integrity. Let's be people who will uplift and encourage someone else, because again, nobody wakes up in their right mind and be like, I want to have multiple baby daddies. Let me have all these trifling baby daddies, or maybe non-trifling.
Trifling.
Maybe you got multiple good baby daddies, but nobody just wakes up and thinks that, you guys. So if you happen to see a woman or a man that has multiple kids or whatever, speak a blessing over them, because I'm sure they could use that rather than your 2 cents and your negativity. I'm just saying, like, we get more with love. Like, nobody's going to listen to you being negative or cursing at them, but you will get a person's ear with love. So I think I'm done.
All right. On that note, we love you guys. Make sure you stay tuned for the podcast.
Mask off. Hey.
Y'all help me. Y'all keep praying for me to help Jasmine with her life. We're going to get this done. It's going to be amazing.
We're not about to talk about this weight loss journey that I'm on. I'm sure we'll be talking about it on Mask Off too, because I was real mad this morning. But anyway.
Yeah, so if you're on IG, I'm going to just throw that out there real quick. If you're on IG and you follow Jazz, or if you don't follow Jazz, go to Jasmine Tamia on IG. You got to watch the video that we did this morning, because she was so angry and at her weight loss journey. And so we had to do a video about it at 6 this morning, because that's what time we were supposed to be working out, and she wouldn't get out the bed. So I made her do a video instead. She loves me. I'm a great accountability partner. I'm just pat myself on the back. But we love y'all. We will talk to you guys next time.